Yes, I'm from Israeli Broadcasting, Gideon Goods. I just wonder what a country like Israel, which is in a state of war with Iran, can do to help also the future revolution, to help the people. Is this state, our retreats, our military retreats, and international on Iran enough to help them, or there is any other way? Does it help?
We know two things by now, that most of the world is recognizing that negotiations have not led to anything. And certainly nobody wants war. Nobody wants to have war, including Israel. So we are left with the only remaining option, and that is the people of Iran themselves. The world needs to invest on the people of Iran themselves. They are your actual allies in place in Iran right now. There's an existing army of people in Iran. We don't need to have foreign intervention in order to achieve that. The issue has always been, and I'm sure a lot of Israeli officials know that, and I had many times opportunity to discuss it with them, that as the saying goes, it's not the gun, it's the finger on the trigger. And we can never trust this regime, regardless of what kind of agreement you have with them. The trust is in a nation that doesn't believe in conflict, doesn't believe in antagonism. And especially when it comes to Israel, if you ask the Iranian people, it's a country that had a biblical relationship with Iran for 25 centuries. In your Sabbath prayer, there's a special prayer for the grave. And today, Iranian citizens and Israeli citizens are sending messages to each other all the time that we want to live together in freedom in our region. You see the benefit of the countries who are now adopting the Abraham Accords and the kind of relationship they have established among themselves. And then the axis of resistance, which is between Iran and Syria, helped by their allies in Moscow and Beijing. That's a big difference here. And how those countries will end up benefiting from that relationship, as opposed to the rest of us still behind our version of the Berlin Wall. And that wall has to come down. So the quickest way to help yourselves as Israeli citizens, or the country of Israel, or for that matter, our neighborhood, it's not just limited to Israel. Iran is just as antagonistic to Saudi Arabia and the UAE and other countries, is that we can see eye to eye. What's the formula? We don't need to confront the regime if it's no longer there. You eliminate all the threats, including the nuclear threat, by putting an end to this regime. And we've been telling the world, it's not you telling that the regime has to change. We Iranian people are calling for change. Why don't you come and help us get rid of them once and for all? So whatever policy, whether it's Germany, whether it's Israel, whether it's the United States, or any other country that understand that the quickest way to eliminate all problems at once is for this regime to no longer be there.
But what kind of help?
It could be in the area of technological assistance, internet access, funding strike funds to sustain and help our workers. It could be helping us with modifying some aspect of sanctions that would permit Iranians to be able to send money back home. So it ends up in the hands of the good guys as opposed to the bad guys, and put it in simple terms. And this is one of the things that has been very frustrating for the diaspora, because they like to be able to help, but current sanction policies doesn't make it easy for us to be able to support our fellow compatriots back home. A lot of this has to be built into the current existing policies of sanctions to create some exceptions to the rule, so we're able to do that easier. There are many other things also, and there's a whole list of things that can be done, and different countries can do different things. But